I'm going to talk about the law of attraction in here, but basically, everybody wants to be happy, and that's what everybody's striving for. They think they're striving for the car because they think that'll make them happy. They're striving for the job or the house because they think it's going to make them happy, or the relationship because they think it's going to make them happy. And really, we should be focusing on the things that actually do make us happy. I'm going to talk about something that I have discussed in the past. I'll leave a link below to that video. But what happened is I was watching this video last night and I heard something and it sort of clicked with me. When I woke up this morning, I was like, wow, that's something. So basically, they were talking about object permanence. It was in the relationship, somebody was thinking like, this guy's not going to be there for me. As soon as he doesn't talk to me, he's still not there. And so, he's saying you've got a problem with object permanence. But basically, we could go back to childhood to see what this is. And, the peekaboo game. This is sort of growing the child's ability to understand object permanence. That is that once you hide the face is still there. But a young child is, you hide the face and they think the face is gone. They think that their mom or dad has just disappeared. And so basically, you teach them that the object is still there, even though the hands have covered it up and now they're gone, object's still there. It fascinates a child, that all of a sudden, boom, the parent reappeared. It's like magic to them, right? Until they understand object permanence. And so in this video, I want to talk about a sort of vibrational permanence that we have. And so you can see this from a law of attraction sort of new age perspective, or from a Christian perspective. That is basically everything that you've prayed for or wished for is already there for you vibrationally because it's already been answered. Ask and it is given. So if you are in a situation, you don't have to actually physically ask. The spirit prays for you already. Your inner being or your higher self already knows what you want. And so it's already done. By the time you've actually considered, hey, I really want this, or I really don't want that, it's already done. It's already given to you on a vibrational standpoint. And basically, when you're feeling upset, that is, you're greedy because you feel like you don't have enough and you need to get more. That's a lack of understanding that there's abundance there. So it's a lack of faith. And if you're feeling like you're angry at somebody and you wish they would do something different, basically what you're asking for, it's not so much that they be different, but that it doesn't bother you anymore. So you're asking for a version of yourself that doesn't get bothered by what other people do or say. And that's already done. So as soon as you've asked for it, it's already been given. You can think of it as heavenly treasures. It's already there. Or in the vibrational standpoint, like Abraham Hicks material says it's in the vortex. I think it's the same thing, the heaven, the vortex, etc. Just people give it different names because some people are upset with religion. And so anyway, the point is, once you've asked, it is given, and you've already asked. At this point, everything that you've lived in your life has come to you, and you've thought, I like this, I don't like this. So you've already asked for more of what you do like and less of what you don't like. You've already asked for that. It's already been given. There's already a version of you out there vibrationally where this stuff has happened. And when you feel upset, it's actually that you've got vibrational dissonance with your higher self. Let's go higher self and your lower self. And so your higher self's vibrating on this higher frame, and then the lower self is down below that. And so there's this dissonance between them because they're not matching up. When you understand that it's already been given with 100% faith, you line up with your higher self or your heavenly self, whatever you want to think about it as, and it doesn't hurt anymore because you're already there, because it's already happening. And once you hit that vibrationally, your reality around you starts to shift and you'll start to see that it's already been given. But it is about faith. So you can't just have it be given without actually having the faith that it's already there, because you have to hit that vibration. You have to come up to where that vibration is so that you can see it in your world. A lot of people are not there right now. So basically what's happening is, let's give an example. With the riots, some people are out there and they have jobs in these places, and these jobs, it's been going kind of crappy maybe for the past couple of months because of the coronavirus. And they're like, maybe they've got a little bit of hope that things are going to get better and turn around real quick. And then all of a sudden, let's say 2 months ago, they had this really great job. And now layer after layer is coming on. It doesn't even have to be like a a non-see-through layer. Think of it as like a light curtain. Layer after layer is coming on, and then all of a sudden the riders happen and they like tear the business apart. And you're like, what the heck am I supposed to do? I had a great business 3 months ago, and now I can't see it anymore because there's all these layers that have covered it up. But in reality, it's still there vibrationally. What you have already around you is already there. What you've experienced in the past is already there. So if you've had this really great moment, like, oh my God, I had the best vacation ever, that feeling that you had on that vacation, vibrationally, it's already there. Even if something covered it up and you thought like, oh, I'm never going to have a vacation like that again, or I have to work really hard to get a vacation like that. It's not here. I don't see that vacation anymore, but it's already there vibrationally because you've already experienced it. And so once you get to that vibrational point where you feel like you're on that vacation all the time, then it can manifest more in your life because you've already hit that higher vibration. So what you want is already there. The great business is already there, but you can't think specifically about it. You can't say like, oh, I really loved this great business I had downtown. Now it's gone, and you're telling me I'm going to get it back. Well, it might not be that specific location. It might not be that specific business type, but that feeling that you had when you were in that business, that, oh my God, I love this job. This is like my dream job. I love it. And that's not going away. You can find that dream job feeling again because it's already there vibrationally. If it's been given to you vibrationally, it's already there. Heavenly treasures, if you're thinking about the Christian perspective, the heavenly treasures are stockpiled in a place where nobody else can come and take it away from you. Once you've got it, it's already there. So once you've made these decisions and you've put them in the vortex or the heavenly treasures, whatever you want to think about it, however you need to visualize it, once you've asked, it's been given vibrationally, but it's a spirit, it's a feeling more than it is a specific object, person, place, or thing. It's not something, you're not going to get the exact same business back, but it will be the same feeling. Like if you had that dream job, you can get back that dream job, but you have to have the faith, the belief, the trust in the universe or God, however you need to see it, to get there. So the idea is basically that came to me is that God is playing sort of peekaboo with us, or the universe, however you need to say it or see it. I still sort of think of God the Father because of my Christian background, but other people, Mother Earth and God Spirit, Father, or both, just the universe as it is, however you need to picture it. But in my example, I'm just going to say the Father is sort of playing peekaboo with us. So we go through these experiences and then they're sort of taken away sometimes, but it's not the specific thing has been taken away. So let's say you lost a job. You can get back the same feeling, like I said, in a new job that is probably going to be even better suited for you because everything is working out for you. So if you can trust that, then you'll see it. A lot of people have issues with trusting that. And so if you can think of it as a father raising a child, the child growing up doesn't see the spiritual permanence of what they've asked for. They feel like what I've asked for is great. I feel really great. And then all of a sudden, now I don't feel so great. And so they think like, oh, that thing or that person or that relationship or, the friendship, whatever, that was taken away from me. But it's not. It's just there's been some blinders over there. And it's like God's sort of playing peekaboo with you to teach you spiritual permanence. And so what happens is over time, you'll see this happen. Something can be taken away, through your physical eyes. Let's say even you lost a mother or a father or somebody really close to you and they've passed away. So you can't see them anymore. And you're like, where are they? I can't see them. I'm so upset. I've lost this person. But spiritually, they're already there. And so if you are in tune with where they're at, now once you go into heaven, you're going to be vibrating really high. And so sometimes it's harder for us to hit those highs and hear it. But at this point, like in the past, I got really upset that I lost my mother when I was in college because it's sort of a young age to lose your mother. I know there's people who lose them way younger than that. But from my experience, I was upset about that, especially Mother's Days when they've come around, because it was the same month. But, recently, not like recently, today or something, but like in the past year or so, I've been able to hear her. And I have in the past hear it like vibrationally, like, wow, I really felt my mom there. And a lot of people out there can say that, like, at some point I really felt them. And the thing is, you're going to feel them when you're on the high vibe, not on the low vibe, because you're not going to be able to pick up that radio station. Sort of, if you think of it as a radio station, they're on a really high frequency and you're on this low frequency if you're upset and missing them. And the thing is, you're upset and missing them because of the vibrational dissonance. That's the upsetness. That's what causes the upsetness. Again, if you realize that they're already there and you're happy, they're happy, you can sort of feel them sometimes, because you're on the same wavelength again. Until then, you're going to be upset because there's this block. You can't see them. And so, like I said, it's the peekaboo thing. But over time, if you go through these experiences enough times that you're like, you have this mantra, everything's working out for me, everything's working out for me. Something, I lost my job, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then you find a new job because you have this faith that everything is working out for you, that it's all going to turn out okay. That faith and optimism is what sort of catapults you into experiencing the same thing again. And why do you experience it? Because you've already got it. Because you've already asked for it. It's already been given. It's already there. You just need to have the faith, take leaps of faith and continue forward whenever anything seems hopeless. And so there's a lot of people who right now are very upset for various reasons. But there's a lot of people that have a lot of negative emotion right now. And it's because they have a feeling of powerlessness. And that feeling of powerlessness is way down on this emotional scale, whereas our Father, or heaven, spiritual world, universe, whatever you want to say, is like up here: love, trust, faith. And powerlessness is just the opposite of the kind of power you have, because you always have the ability to change your mind and see things from a new perspective and do things that help you to become happier. Don't sit around and wait for somebody else to make you happy, because then you're a slave to whether or not they do it. But if you take responsibility for yourself, that's where your power lies, in taking responsibility for your thoughts. And so you can change your thoughts and you can start manifesting the world that you really, really want. So be the change you want to see in the world, right? So you want to focus on working on yourself if you want everybody else to work on themselves, so that everybody else will start getting with the program. And there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of people out there that are working on themselves and meditating. And I was doing the exercise rewirements for the happiness course, and I'm looking up exercise programs on YouTube. And there's a lot of people out there that have been using the past couple of months to exercise and just transform their bodies. No more waiting around for somebody else to do it. They're taking responsibility and they're changing their lives, and they're feeling so much better for it. And it's just amazing to me just how many people out there are getting good use out of this and sort of bettering themselves because they take responsibility for the way they feel. A lot of people, of course, are watching TV and things like that, and they get upset at what other people are doing. But that's slavery, because you're worried, if they do this, then I'll be happy. If they don't do that, then I'm not going to be happy. And so you're putting your happiness on them, which is going to suck. Your life is just going to suck if you're waiting for somebody else to make you happy. So you got to do the work yourself. But that's where your power lies. And so we can find that power. And it's there for us. Whatever we want is there for us. Everybody's been asking for a feeling of power and freedom because they've been feeling not free and not powerful. And so that's there for them, but it takes faith. And so this sort of, the way the law of attraction works, sometimes you get kicked out of a situation where you're feeling better and better and better about this, and you're finding positives, you're affirming, wow, this is a great job, I love this, I love the freedom, I love this and that. And then all of a sudden it's gone and you're like, where'd it go? Why did I lose it? Well, the thing is, you've got something better coming for you because you've been raising your vibration up. So then you're going to attract a better job. So things are working better for you. Same thing, relationships. If something's not working out, I thought it was going great. Well, no, you're going to attract a better one. And that's why it didn't work out. And so you just have to do that leap of faith of going through it and being optimistic that something better is coming on. So what's going on is this game of peekaboo is teaching us spiritual permanence. So we should be able to, and I don't mean this all the time, but at least intellectually, you should be able to understand that if something just disappears from your life, the vibrational equivalent of it did not disappear. You've got it stored up and you can have it again. You just have to raise your vibration there. Again, meditation, exercising, there's different things that you can do, listening to great music, watching funny videos, etc. You can raise your vibration to be happier, and you can take responsibility for that and raise it up, and then you'll see, because you're optimistic, you're going to be looking for where is that next new great job that's going to be better, or where's that next new relationship that's going to be better. You just have to be optimistic and looking for it, and then you can see it. But most people, they're like, I don't see it, and they keep attracting a world in which they don't see it. Because they're being pessimistic. So that's your faith meter. And you have to watch when you're going to be, if you're being pessimistic, it's time to take a nap or meditate or go exercise or do something that's going to raise your vibration up to be happier and more optimistic about what's coming in the future. And so I just sort of I thought it was just kind of funny when this came to me, is that this is kind of like God training us about spiritual permanence, that it's still there. And so we're learning this throughout our lives. I mean, you can look back all the times that you felt like something got taken away and you're just like, oh, why did that go? But the vibrational equivalent of it is still there. And you can have it or better by just being optimistic about the future. The fact that it's there, it will manifest. Keep looking for it. A lot of people, they get pessimistic and then they stop looking for it because they think, oh, it's never going to come. Well, you're not going to see it if you're not looking for it. And if you've never heard about this story, you can look into this, but the color blue, there's a tribe out there that has so many different names for a certain color. I forget if it was blue or not. But they had all these different names for it, and they could tell the difference between two different colors that most people who didn't have all these names for it didn't have. So basically, if you don't know a word to describe it, or if you can't visualize it in your head, you can't imagine it, you can't experience it. You can't see the difference, the minutia. And then there's some people in the past, they didn't have like a word for blue at all, if you go in the past, and they would describe, the water or the sky and all that stuff, and the blue never came up. They didn't see the sky as blue because they didn't have a word for blue. And so over time, our words and the way we think really matter as far as what we're seeing. And that's the thing. If you can't imagine that you're going to have a greater job in the future, if you're pessimistic and you're imagining that you're going to have worse or you're not going to find something, then that's what you're going to keep experiencing. But if you can imagine that you can have that greater job, or you can have that relationship, or you can have the money that you were looking for, the freedom to go travel, if you imagine that you can have that stuff and you are optimistic, that is what's going to help you to see it when it comes up. It's like two different people walking down the same street. One person is optimistic that they can find money out of nowhere, and one person is, pessimistic. Who's going to find the $100 bill hidden in the bush? Well, the person who is optimistic about, finding money out of nowhere might look down to tie their shoe or something, and they'll see it. That's how the things in this world work. The same people going down the same street are going to see completely different things, two different experiences, completely different perceptions, simply because of their vibration, of what they're optimistic and they can imagine seeing. Even though, the dollar bill was right there, the other person could not see it because they just are spiritually blind to it, because they cannot imagine that they could have money just pop up out of nowhere. So I guess my point is just, we're supposed to be learning the spiritual permanence. If something disappears, it's not like that thing is just gone. And maybe a specific situation would be gone, like a specific job, you might be put into a new job. But the thing is, it's always going to be better because you're continuing to bring in the better. Everything is always working out for you, and everything is working out for the best. And so if you can just be positively minded, optimistic that things are working out, then you'll see that. I mean, we kind of have that with the placebo effect. Right? You take a pill, you think it's going to make you feel better, and then it does because you're looking for things to work. And so we see it in science, obviously. And if you ever looked into the law of attraction, obviously you know that it works. It works because what you're looking for, you'll find. What you can imagine and perceive, that is what can come into your life. But if you can't imagine it being better, then it's going to be really hard or really impossible for it to get better. So if something comes into your life and you can't see it anymore, don't get frustrated about not being able to see it right now. Try to trust that it is there spiritually and sort of walk in faith and understand that. And, I was thinking that some people might actually be upset. Like, if there's a God out there taking things away, to just going like this and it's still there, why is he doing that? But are you going to get upset with the father who does that to his baby with peekaboo? Because he's trying to teach the child this object permanence, that as soon as the veil's lifted, it's still there. So you can think about that for yourself and decide for yourself. But I think that it's just a teaching moment for us. And it's not that I don't get upset when things happen, but I understand that everything's working out for the best because I've seen it happen. And so I trust that it is working out. And with that trust, things keep getting better and better. So I hope this video has helped you out. Let me know. You can leave a comment below, and thanks for watching.